Here we go again. I mean, this is the truth show, and there's more. Oh, I'm not done yet. Oh, and there's more. Oh, I'm not done yet. I mean, this is the truth show. Oh, yes. Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy. Hi, Andrea. You seem to be the first person. Okay, Grand Rising, everyone. I know I generally do not do any live shows on Sunday, but I don't be doing anything on Sunday, and I am washing clothes and cleaning up. So I decided while I'm in the midst of a load to wash, I just go ahead and do the live show that I was going to do last night, but I had technical difficulties. So I'm here now. Okay, thank you, Heller. So let's get into it. I hope you guys are sitting or whatever you're doing chores. How you doing? Andrew, again, one of my loyal followers. And of course, Pure Summers. Andrew, can you put more, I don't know, text instead of emojis? That'd be great. Although I love your emojis. They're very, I love them. But you know what I mean, girl. So I hope you guys got your coffee, tea, whatever, or you're in the middle of cleaning. That's okay. You can listen to me as a podcast, but, you know, occasionally check in. Okay. All right, fantastic. All righty. All right, so let's get started with the show. All right, again, if you don't know who I am, I'm Keisha from The Truth Show, okay? And again, I have a great show for you. Now, we're going to start off, because remember, as you can see here, I started typing the script yesterday. And I was going to go last night, but I got tired. And, you know, y'all need to hear my sad-ass story, because it is a sad story. I'm going to put it out there. It's a very sad story. Anyway, so let's start with the drama. It's been so much drama. It's been so much drama, I'm telling you. Let's start with the drama when it came to, let's break down what's actually happening, what's rumor versus reality, and how policies affect everyday families. Because right now, we are literally in the middle of not having a government. We are turning into a fascist country. If we don't do something about it, now I'm going to try to do something about it. I've been stalling for about a year, hoping someone else take the initiative. But see, no one else is taking goddamn initiative, so I just go ahead and take the darn initiative. Okay? As you know, what's happening with ICE right now, who's running around here shooting whatever. Don't you know they give them like a $50,000 bonus to be an ICE agent? You don't even need any training. You don't need anything. You can be a complete pedophile, trafficker, a criminal, or some racist psycho proud boy and be a freaking ICE agent. This is what's happening in our country. Our country is supposed to be a land where dreams and opportunities can come true, where you can be yourself no matter what your religious or your sexual preference. Now we're turning into some old-fashioned, medieval, fascist freaking country. People are moving out of the country. I'm thinking about moving out of the country. I no longer want to be here anymore. I'm ashamed to even say I'm an American because of what's going on in our country. They're killing people left and right. It's so depressing to think about. Okay, so just to reiterate what's been going on here, as we know, the Minneapolis shooting with Renee Nicole Good, okay? Yes, Renee Nicole Good, the young lady, she was 37 years old. She was a mother of three. Apparently, ICE agents were conducting an enforcement action when they converged on her car, okay? Now, I know, me too. I know, it's crazy, me too. Now, oh, okay, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Okay, now the conflicting eyewitnesses say she was told to leave and stop at the same time. So she was given two different orders. It was kind of intercepting and quite confusing. Okay, an ICE agent shot her through the windshield. So they shot through her windshield on the driver's side window. Okay. The aftermath, her car rolled down the street and crashed. And she was just an innocent bystander. I'm not sure what she was doing there. I have no idea. I didn't get into those kind of details. But now, why this became such a flashpoint? Well, the Trump administration called it domestic terrorism, claiming she tried to run over an agent. So this is what Trump is saying. He's saying that he's telling his people who are currently backing him up that the ICE agents are correct. She is a terrorism. She was trying to run over an agent. So it's okay to freaking shoot her. This is what the Trump administration is doing. They are seriously embracing crime. They're embracing all of this violent activity. This is currently at the atmosphere that we are currently living in at the moment. I know I heard that too. Ching. I sure did. You said if we're going to talk about her, as we need to talk about the young Black man that was killed on New Year's. But I don't know. I heard about that as well. Absolutely. Yes. I forgot to put that actor too who died. I forgot to put it on my slideshow. I meant to add that at the last minute. We probably talk about that at random. But yes, I heard about that as well. I did. Oh, it was terrible. Wasn't it terrible? Just tragedy. Absolutely. So yes, Trump is definitely embracing this kind of activity. He is acting as he's acting as a terrorism. He's been acting like a terrorism ever since they stormed the state capitol. He shouldn't even got elected. By those grounds alone, he should have been, well, what they said, we don't negotiate with terrorism. They generally, well, you get the drift. In their lives or deport them or whatever they do to terrorism if it's not, deemed to permanently remove them. So anyways, Minneapolis officials, including the mayor, called the narrative garbage, false, and reckless abuse of power. And that's exactly what it is. Here are some, just to let you know, these are all the subjects that we'll be covering in this politics today. We're going to be talking about the second shooting in Portland, Oregon. We're going to talk about the protests of coast to coast. We also going to be talking about why all of a sudden this is exploding and the extreme weather anomalies that's happening currently right now and the education system shakeups. You may talk about that as well. Okay. Meanwhile, here are some clips pertaining to this thing. And just to give you a warning, you may end up seeing something that may cause you distress or shook up. Just be prepared for that. And children, get your parents' permission to watch this video if you're watching. But just to give you a rundown before I give you the clip here, yes, as you can see here, this is the young lady right here. And everything I just told you, this is where she was shot here, as you can see. Here's a clip.
She stops right here. First car goes, and you can see her waving them away in the first video. Then this pickup truck that is an unmarked pickup truck with lights on also comes through, and she's still waving them away, but it stops. Instead of passing her and then letting her merge into the lane and leave, the pickup truck stops. They get out of the truck. Two ICE agents get out of the truck and instantly start yelling at her. One is they've already very clearly given her the order to leave the area, but this one dip runs in and tries to get her out of the car. Backs up, and then while she's turning around, the first shot is fired. And then the second and third shot is fired, ending up killing Renee Good. And for the record, he still has his phone. That's footage. That is footage. That will be evidence. He had his phone in his hands. And these guys want to tell you, these guys want you to believe that this kid who was running around with his phone in his hand, filming everything, was actually in fear of his life. These kids want to tell you that the first that was fired when the car had actually passed them, was a totally justifiable. The second was behind Renee Good. The third one as well, when the car had long passed this person. And these guys want to tell you, these guys want to have you believe that what you saw with your own two eyes is actually a lie.
This is sad. This is so sad. So sad. I can't even. This is just terrible. This is freaking terrible. This is where we are going. If we do not stand up and do something, and the protesting, let's be realistic here, it's not working. Who are you protesting to? We have no government system. He completely dismantled the federal government. He did that quick. As soon as he got elected, it was like boom, 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 boom. Knock him out, fired him, the whole 9 yards. He dismantled the entire federal government. Oh, this is a disaster. The only way to get rid of Trump, you guys, you probably think I'm completely lunatic even saying this, and I can understand you thinking that. I can completely understand that. But the only way to get rid of Trump, you're going to have to call a recount. It is very sad, very sad. You're going to have to call a recount. You're going to have to do a recount. That's the only way you're going to get rid of this psychopath. I know you still have time. Remember, they'll hold ballots for 22 months. You still have time. Anyway, may she rest in peace, and let this be a Rosa Parks moment, or a Trayvon Martin, or the other George Floyd situation where it caused a movement. But again, we have no federal government, so you guys are protesting to nobody because no one is listening. Actually, the world is protesting at the current moment. I'm going to go ahead and put it on out there. The world is protesting at the moment. Everybody. Yes. So this effect of Trump is causing a seriously domino effect and off balance to everybody in the world. He has to go. He has to go. Oh, yeah, geoengineering, definitely. He has to go. That's the only way this is going to be subsided. It's the only way this is going to fix things. He has to go. His entire team have to go. But again, who are we going to take this to? The Congress, they're useless. The government, useless. I mean, the education is useless. He dismantled that the first 6 months in office. So I don't know. It's going to take years to get everything back to where it was. The next president is going to come in, is going to have their work cut out for them. Because not only is he completely deconstruction and seriously tearing down the White House and its historical integrities and landmines and landmarks and all of those things. I say landmines because, let's face it, I'm not talking about landmines in terms of bombs. I'm talking about things that's sacred, where uprooting them will cause a domino effect. Like he warned Mrs. Kennedy, I can't think of her first name, seriously, her rose garden, which I thought was very gorgeous. It was historical. It was beauty. He ruined it and put cement over it and patio furniture over it. And then he tore down the entire section of the freaking White House and made us pay for it. And when the funds ran out, he just dismantled the education system, dismantled the SNAP benefits, dismantled the health benefits, anything to pay for, because what he is doing, he is acting as if he's not leaving the White House. He's acting as if this is a permanent residence for him. That's what he's acting like. He definitely need to take, that's what I'm saying. The Congress people or the Democrats are trying to be fair. You can't be fair to a bully. That it does not make sense. You cannot be fair to a bully. You have to overthrow a bully. You have to stand up to a bully. That little whole, they go low, we go hard nonsense. No, we're not going high. Screw high. No, because there's no high to go to anymore. You can go low, but low and legal, low and honest, low and brutally honest. How about that kind of low? Huh? That's the phrase we should be using. No low high shit. No low high shit. We're not doing low high anymore. No low high. No. He said, president is in control of everything. Congress control the laws and money. Courts have final say. The president just enforces law that House checks. Well, no, the president isn't. No, he definitely isn't in charge. He definitely isn't. And Congress does control the laws and the money. Absolutely. He makes sure he dismantles that the first 6 months in office. Absolutely. Absolutely. You said, nope, he's not going to hear righteous. I know, but you know, who the hell cares? No one cares about his feelings anymore. He don't give a shit about ours. Like, why should we give two flying figs about his freaking feelings? I don't care about his feelings. He don't care about our feelings. Why does Sam Hill should we care about his? Shoot. All right, let's move on to the next subject. Do you have any more videos? Oh, I sure do. Okay, now here, this next set of clip of videos here. Now, remember, we just got through talking about this terrible tragedy of this innocent woman being shot. We just got through talking about it, right? This is a seriously evidenced video on how they do not care, how they need to leave. People, I know what the Congress are doing. They're trying to wait until the 2-year term, which is in November where we vote. He is trying to make sure, first of all, he's trying to get in cahoots with Elon Musk again so Elon Musk can use his little tech geeks to rig the election. He's already trying to make it so where we are in war, it cannot be a vote. He's trying to start something tragic so it won't be a vote, so he can call it off. He's trying to prevent that vote that's happening. I'm trying to come down. He's trying to prevent that from happening. He's trying to prevent the 2-year term election, midterms, from happening. That's what he's trying to do. Now, if I was any other government agency or any other leader of any foreign country, if you want your country to be right back organized and not the chaotic catastrophe and the billions of dollars you're using on nuclear weapons to prepare for a war and not able to sleep at night, I will strongly say, hold down. Do not ignite any violence. Do not start a war. Try to remain sane and calm throughout this entire catastrophe and this circus act from this crazy man. Try to just ease, okay? Because I know you guys want to start war and you're afraid what the hell he's going to do. Just calm down and don't start any wars until the midterms, please. As soon as you do that, he's going to use an excuse to call martial law, and then there will be no election. But here's where I think some of his party, they are either brainwashed or they completely insane. Because people are thinking if they impeach Trump, we're going to be better. No. Trump may be an idiot and probably completely oblivious to what the heck he's doing. He's nothing but a puppet to those around him. But J.D. Vance actually went to college. So imagine an even evil, more idiot, but not dumb, who's completely conscious of what he's doing, just pure unadulterated evil, not just some learning disability or some cognitive whatever gene that he may have inherited from his late father, dementia or some crap that Trump can probably medically diagnose him as. No. This fool here is not any of those things. He just evil. He went to college. He actually knows the law. He knows history. He just evil. Listen to what he have to say.
She tried to run somebody over with her car, and the guy defended himself when that happened. Next question. The investigation is still ongoing. I said next question. If you listen to the vice president's press conference, you can see some key truths that should be known to all Americans. In that, one, they are actively lying to all of us. They are claiming that Renee Nicole Good was some sort of radical far leftist who ran into an ICE agent. However, if you watch the video for yourself, or you can see this breakdown by the New York Times, you can see that she was most likely, almost 99%, trying to get away, or she was simply just confused by what was going on. This is highlighted by Good waving people to pass through, which is a common American custom, and one car did pass her, and another car that she waved forward, a silver truck, stopped because ICE agents exited before she was shot. Another highlight is the fact that the direction of her tires do not indicate any intent for her to actually run over someone. She was merely simply trying to get away.
Under no circumstances, however, does this justify her being shot. Vance is also rationalizing this and attempting to dehumanize Good by claiming that she was a radical leftist. Being a radical leftist is not a crime in the United States. We have freedom of speech and freedom of assembly. It's also important to note that this is so much more farcical than it was last year. Last year, the argument was that Trump was going to fund ICE so that we could go after the violent criminals and stop the problem of illegal immigration. Now they're justifying attacks on people claiming that they are leftists. You also have every right to, and you honestly should feel insulted by the way that Vance goes out of his way to overly humanize and rationalize the actions of Jonathan Ross, the ICE agent who shot Renee Nicole Good, by claiming that he was going through some sort of psychological trauma or the repeat of psychological trauma. That is a very serious problem, and that maybe should disqualify you from service that requires you to carry a firearm. This is the latest of J.D. Vance defending things such as war crimes regarding Venezuela, pedophilia regarding the Epstein files, and many other things that he's done in order to seek power for himself. But the important thing to understand is that Congress isn't really doing anything to stop Trump from acting in his capacity. Nope. And it's likely that we are again going to see an escalation of violence now that I've heard that 2 more people have been shot by ICE in Portland, Oregon. So when an administration is acting this way, when they are acting with impunity, when they are openly denying evidence placed in front of you, what is the best way to respond? Well, that's where things get difficult. In my opinion, the most powerful thing to do is to assemble, and not just assemble, but also assemble with arms. In this situation where you're dealing with violence led by the state, then you must respond with self-defense led by the people. And that's something that scares me to say, but I believe it's becoming necessary more and more every single day. Another thing I want to highlight is that the current administration is most likely, and in my opinion, definitely is targeting Minnesota for lots of different reasons. It's politically motivated because of people like Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar, people that Trump actively despises. And it might also be because Trump is trying to invoke the Insurrection Act if there is more and more violence over time. The whole situation also has a lot of different factors that come into play. For instance, there's a factor of optics, in that you can utilize certain things regarding optics. For instance, you can record everything that ICE agents do, but how you portray yourself can also be instrumental in turning public opinion away from ICE. So, for instance, during the Civil Rights Movement, Martin Luther King has Black activists wear their best clothes. A lot of them are in suits and dresses. He does this because it looks ridiculous to see police officers beating up or hosing down activists who are dressed formally and acting nonviolently. There's also what's known as tactical frivolity. You have people who look ridiculous, and then you have the person who says, arrest me, daddy, in front of ICE agents. And that, again, turns public opinion away from ICE because it becomes very clear that they are just going after people they don't like as opposed to actually trying to do their job. What's also interesting is that if someone was really, really trying to resist against any type of agency or really trying to impede operations, they wouldn't need to do a whole lot in order to accomplish that goal. I mean, like looking at history like the French Resistance in World War II, or even just how Russian operatives get in the head of people that they're trying to manipulate, it can be something as simple as moving car keys from one place to another, or misplacing a document, or providing them with information that isn't really that relevant. Either way, look at what this administration has done in the past month. They were ordered by Congress to release the entirety of the Epstein files, and yet they refused to do so. Then they ignored international law and kidnapped Nicolas Maduro from Venezuela, something that they did not have the right to do. Then they're actively denying video evidence that shows that a federal agent murdered a nonviolent bystander. And now they're saying that it's justified by claiming that they were part of some radical leftist organization, one that is yet to be named. What are you supposed to do if the president ignores Congress, then ignores international law, then ignores and actively denies video evidence showing that a federal agent killed someone unnecessarily? What are you supposed to do if the reality that you're supposed to accept is that if a federal agent shoots a civilian in cold blood, then they have absolute immunity under the law, as per the words of the vice president? How is someone supposed to accept that reality and then understand that they live in a free state?
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This young man laid it down. Try to follow that trend. His TikTok is Brute America. That's BRUT America. That's his handle there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So what do you do when the president ignores someone, assassinates someone? First of all, it wasn't a federal agent, which is some man in ICE agents uniform. All of these ICE agents that's running around here are not ICE agents. They just people pretending to be ICE agents. I thought we discussed this already. Okay. We go back into your comments here. Oh, no, he wasn't trying to listen to the argument. He's a jerk. Juris Thomas, exactly. That's the real question. Who cares? Who are we the people supposed to? Exactly. Who do we supposed to turn to? You and me, or we are here. We are here. Okay. You say, do we have freedom of speech or assembly? Shoot, because it seems we don't have freedom of anything. No, we don't. We the people refers to who? Because I've been lost all that over that what's going on. Oh, you and me both. You and me both. And protesting doesn't do it. That's what I'm saying. Protesting doesn't do anything. You know, it doesn't do a thing. Really means we're everything they program exact. Girl, so true. He's right. Without arms and numbers, it doesn't mean anything exactly. We don't have anything. That's what I'm saying. We Americans and migrants and immigrants are being killed. I know exactly. It's devastating. I know. I don't know. We need. I've been seriously. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Forget it. Better late than never, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Just be prepared for something. That's all I got to say. I'm tired of just waiting for someone else to do it. No one else is going to do it. So maybe I'll just do it. Maybe it's destined for me to do it. So here we go. Here is another video here. This is the last words of Renee Good. She was saying, I'm fine. I'm not mad at you. So she didn't even have an attitude. She wasn't saying, jerk, get out of the way. Da, da, da. She was completely nice. Like a mom who's on her way doing whatever moms do on days like that. Who knows? That's what she looked like. This is a freaking catastrophe. All moms everywhere, despite race, should literally stand up for it. Not just her, just because, you know, Caucasian women so happen to get killed, they're ignoring all the other Latinos and Negroes and Black people that got killed. No. Nope. It may have taken that to finally stand, which is sad, but are we surprised? No, we're not. So, you know what? Keep moving and keep not even use this as a distraction, even more so. Bring up the Epstein files, make that crap go freaking viral, make it go insane, make it go nauseating where it floods the feeds. Start dipping into the Jeffrey Epstein files. We are not forgetting that because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to cause a distraction. Even though talking about him isn't going to do anything. It's not like it's going to remove him from the office. It should just put his butt in jail, but whatever. So just like voting, that's why I stopped. We have the illusion election, but it's, I know, but I still vote anyway. But I understand what you're saying. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on that. I have a long show ahead of you. Okay, now for this particular here, it seems like yes, the protest was happening, you know, whatever. The second shooting is apparently a married Venezuelan couple, Luis David Nico Macanda, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce her name, Macada, and Yorlinis Betsabeth Zabrino Latries. I'm sorry, I understand Spanish, but I'm not very fluent in it. But anyway, this what's these people, Venezuelan, Spanish, whatever people are. I don't even know what nationality. It says a married Venezuelan couple, but I don't think they're Venezuelan couple. But it's just my interpretation. I don't really depict people and nationality. You're all just people to me. I'll be real with you. I am so fair, it's ridiculous. Anyway. So incident, Border Patrol agents shot both during a vehicle stop. So again, we got Border Patrol agents, we have ICE agents running around here shooting people because they know the president is going to back them up. All they got to do is lie and say it was some terrorists, or they felt neglected, or they felt threatened, and the president is going to back them up. So they freely to snatch people, rape people, kill people, beat the hell out of people, do anything. They are seriously running around here free and liberty to be as evil as they want because you have the evilest person in the White House right now going to back them up because he dismantled the federal government. He dismantled Congress. He dismantled all of it. So now he's free and clear to do what he wants. This is time for whoever, stop trying to wait to midterms. Ignite a recount. I know it's hard to do because it's never been done in history ever, but you know, it's the first time for every freaking thing. Don't wait for midterm. That's too long of a wait. Nobody got time to be waiting all the way to freaking November. No, that's too long of a wait. Nope. He'll been that seriously destroyed America. Look what he did less than a year. Look what he did less than 6 months, and you're giving this man until November. Are you insane? We'd be in World War III by that time. No, nobody's trying to wait that long. Hell no. They waiting it out. Nope. He is just getting started. So this particular couple here got shot for no reason at all. Not by ICE agents, but Border Patrol agents, because they felt they had to do it. They didn't like the two people and they're racist. So now they're saying, okay, we're racist. We're back in civil rights times when cops were just shooting whoever in the middle of marches or just beating the heck out of them or hanging them for freaking trees and nothing happened to them. Hell, they got so cocky with it, they took pictures with it and sent it as Christmas cards to their freaking family and friends. They put it in newspapers. This is what he want to take it back to. He want to make sure that violence and racist violence is actually okay. That is where we're leading to. This man is from the civil rights time. He was raised by, his father was literally part of the KKK, and I'm talking about Donald Trump. So you're thinking that he's going to have some dose of morality? No, this is where his mind frame is. Not only is he racist, he's a rapist, he's a pedophile, he's an idiot. I mean, I don't mean to call someone all of these names, but that's what he is, and that's who is currently running our government. And JD Vance is a smart / of those things I just said, which is worse. So yeah, this is where we at. Here are the clips of this.
Another shooting at the hands of federal agents, this time in Portland, Oregon. Police in that city saying 2 people were shot. The Department of Homeland Security saying it happened as Customs and Border Protection agents conducted a traffic stop targeting a person who they believed to be a Venezuelan gang member. And they say that person drove their car toward the agents and one fired a defensive shot. Police in Portland saying a man and a woman were hospitalized, and tonight their conditions are unknown.
There's been another shooting, this one involving federal officers again, and it happened in Portland, Oregon. Officials say that Border Patrol agents shot 2 people, a man and a wife, described as a husband and a wife, a man and a woman. Their conditions are unknown, and the circumstances surrounding the shooting are still unclear at this time.
We're told the FBI is leading the investigation into the shooting. Now, throughout the night, we did see protests here in Portland, including outside the ICE facility, which sits behind me. Residents here tell me they're angry, they want change. They're also demanding the agents get off the street.
Who are they talking to?
Violence in our community is devastating. These are not statistics. These are human beings.
Local officials in Portland held a news conference Thursday evening to address the community following a shooting involving federal Border Patrol agents.
It looks like Kohler saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well.
The Department of Homeland Security posted this message on X, saying that U.S. Border Patrol agents were conducting a targeted vehicle stop involving suspected Venezuelan members of the Tren de Aragua gang. Agents saying when they told the 2 people who they were, the driver tried to run them over with his car, leading the agent, who feared for his life and safety, to fire a defensive shot. According to DHS, the 2 then fled the scene. The victims called 911 and were found more than 2 miles from where the incident happened and were taken to the hospital.
We have a male who was shot twice in the arm and his wife who was shot in the chest.
Officials say while there are still a lot of questions surrounding the incident, they're asking the community to remain calm after many residents took to the streets overnight in protest.
The uncertainty and the fear and the sadness within our community is real. I recognize that. Our members recognize that, and we are doing everything in our power to maintain that level of peace and calm and safety.
Now, we've learned that Portland police were not involved until that 911 call came in. It is worth noting that those claims by DHS, we've not been able to verify whether the 2 people shot were in fact members of a Venezuelan gang or whether the driver did try to hit any of the agents.
I know. I needed some more coffee. Goodness. I swear, I think these agents and these Border Patrol people, I think they're literally just making up any story just to justify their violent actions. Oh, I felt threatened. Oh, she put a knife on me. Oh, she said something bad to me. unless she pointing a gun to your freaking head or whatever threatening, liable, and legal ground for threatening and for you to kill someone, shut up and get over it. I mean, these people are not even trained. They just giving anyone this damn job, man. Oh, he has to go. He has to go. Seriously, he has to go. He has to go yesterday. We should declare him out of the office a national freaking holiday. Matter of fact, don't even add him to the list of presidents. It's embarrassing to add him as a list of presidents. Seriously, he don't need to be added at all. Just call this, put a blank, just call it the years of depression. That's what we should call the time he's been in term. Not justifiable, not legal, especially if they do a recount. He shouldn't be, I'm sick of talking about it and complaining about it, seriously. Definitely aware, prepared, absolutely. Okay, so while this is happening, there has been protests. There has been protests here. More than 1,000 protests are planned across the U.S. and actually around the world, to be honest, since I posted this or made this slideshow here over the weekend here. The protests were happening in Minneapolis, of course, the epicenter, Portland, Washington, D.C., California, where I'm at, Sacramento, San Francisco, Fresno, Modesto, Reka, Ridgecrest, and Roseville, and Woodland, and Go River, and so on and so forth. Now, the tone of this protest is mostly peaceful. There's no violence. Some confrontations with federal agents, nothing new there because they think they're above the law now because since they have the president vouching for them. Remember, he declared all the people who stormed the Capitol immunity. So by law, Trump is acting like a terrorist. I thought we don't negotiate with terrorists, but I guess they're too chicken shit to charge this man. Like Putin giving two flying fucks of what happened to Trump. He don't care. Now, I hope that's not the reason they're not doing this because she don't care about Putin. Seriously. So some confrontations with federal agents, and then there were some protesters throwing snowballs, chanting "ICE out now," and there was a few incidents such as property damage. Now, the federal response, DHS says there's been 8,000. I'm sorry, I'm probably embellishing. I meant to say, but 8,000 increase in death threats, which means death threats is not even a number anymore because it's beyond a number. It generally is like more than civil rights times. It's increased in astronomically. It's ridiculous. The amount of death threats. Yeah. Which should be, but whatever. So they're calling the protesters left-wing agitators. That's what they're saying. Okay, so people are asking why this exploding nationally. Well, this isn't just about one shoot. It's about aggressive new immigration enforcement tactics under Trump. This is why this is happening. Okay, heavily armed federal agents deployed in cities for no reasons, without any training or any certification, just a bunch of dudes running around here trying to play out their little violent gang fantasies and big armor stuff and guns. So now they get to actually run around and act like big bad boys because, playing video games was just not enough for these little young boys in men skin. Yeah. Now they get to actually act it out. You know what I'm saying? So we have little boys pretending to be soldiers and big, crazy, psycho, murderous, homicide nutcases. That's currently who we have right now roaming our streets with no training, no certification, just living out their fantasies. Absolutely. This is what is currently happening. If I were you guys, I'd try to stay off the street as much as possible. I mean, start ordering takeout. And then literally say a protective chant to your delivery driver to get your takeout. Protect your delivery driver with every fiber of your guardian's being or whatever, however you want to say it. I don't really care. And of course, protect your food too. Okay. Do that. I would try to stay out. I know going out, having fun is beautiful, getting dressed up. I love getting dressed up, trust me. Because my husband say transformation. I look drastically different as y'all see in the makeups and stuff. But without makeup, I'm just ordinary me, mom and wife. Okay. with the makeup, that's Keisha. So I know I love getting dressed up. However, I will try to refrain from going out as much as possible. Try staying in and watching Netflix, watching the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever hell you got. Just try to stay in your own backyard, even though doing that is not safe anymore. I know you have to go to the grocery store. Go to the grocery store and try to go back home, or try using other sources like Instacart or something and have your groceries delivered. Whatever. Try not to go out if you're staying in, what I meant to say, in a city or town where ICE agents are seriously roaming around the city acting like crazy homicidal psychopaths. Just don't go out. Try to refrain from going out as possible. Tell your kids to stay in so they can play video games all damn day. I won't even care. Do something to try to stay safe. Because that is the world we're currently living in at the moment. We're living in biblical times. Next year, they're going to say, just to make sure you are part of the non-sacrificial or kill me club, put a smear of blood on your window or your door frame so the ICE agents can know not to kill anyone in that house. You remember in the biblical time, they was trying to kill every firstborn. Yeah, and you're still thinking God Aminrod don't have anything influence over Trump. He was the one influencing those leaders back then. He wanted to kill this Yeshua running around here telling people about freedom of speech and how enlightenment's inside you. He was trying to kill them. People had to put smear blood on their door frames so they wouldn't get killed. God Aminrod was in charge of that. He was influencing those little leaders back in those days. And you think he's not influencing Trump right now? Yeah. That's currently where we're living in at the moment. Relivable, modern terms, biblical violence. Yeah. That's where we're at the moment. So we have these heavily armed federal agents deploying in cities with no limitations, no laws against them. They are above federal agents. They're not even federal agents. They ain't going to school for this. These are people who probably didn't even graduate high school. They're just men who wants to play out their game fantasies. They're not trained federal agents. They didn't go to war. They're not even veterans, I should have said. They're just young little boy men. That's what they are. And they giving them guns and saying you above the law. Don't worry about it. The president will back you up. Trump is acting like a terrorist. We don't negotiate with terrorism. The Congress who are with removing him, stop playing it safe. They want to be egregious. They want to be mean. Fine. Be egregious and mean too. Stop being so goddamn scared. So, conflicting narratives between local officials and federal agencies. Video evidence contradicting federal statements. So they're saying, oh, this person was threatening, but video evidence is saying, no, they weren't threatening. You were just acting like some crazy bully who want to shoot somebody because you got this gun and it's just burning your hand to shoot somebody because it feels good to have this much power. That's what these, I'm so done with this subject because it's pissing me the fuck off, seriously. So we have ICE agents above FBI, CIA. Actually, ICE agents might as well be Secret Service then, because they're above police officers too. I don't know how that came into freaking fruition, but that's literally what we're dealing with at the moment. And they have no accountability. None. Now, please, if you have to go out, but be quick about it and make sure you're aware of your surroundings. But try to refrain from going out. Especially if you're in a state where these ICE agents are running around here acting like little boys. Please be safe. Please be safe, my true seekers. I cannot be. Please be safe. Okay, let's move on. All right, let's move on to something less making me want to drink. And instead of making me want to spike my coffee, put some whiskey in it. It's like that. Oh my gosh, it's so like that. I'm so freaking upset. You guys have no idea. I'm seriously pissed off over here. Oh my gosh. You know I'm an empath, so I feel things, man. I'm getting visions and stuff. This is crazy. All right, I'm cool. I'm calm. Matter of fact, I need a moment to calm down before we go into these weather anomalies, unless I want to strangle somebody moment. So I'm going to play a little something while I get my coffee, okay? Let's play this just for about 30 seconds. Alrighty. That was perfect. I needed that moment. Thank you guys for being so freaking patient. I needed that moment. Okay. Now, in weather extremes and climate weirdness, because nature does feel it, nature does hear, nature is a living, breathing something. I can't think of a scientific word. Organism, I don't know. So nature does hear, nature does feel, nature sees, trees sees, they feel these things, they react. Okay, love nature, love your environment, love nature. I love nature. I do. I sure do. And they are reacting around the world. It's causing some flunch. It's causing some glitz. It's causing some reaction to what is going on in the climate. Is starting to reflect our weather. Yes. You said I'm in New Jersey now, but from New York, I don't even know who is girl. Me too. I was about to say that too. I have my wine. I know I want to drink it too, but I can't. But I do have my wine later. Are you kidding me? Yes. And I drink it warm. I like red wine because it's the strongest and I'll get a hangover. I drink it warm because it has most effect. The liquor is just sitting in there potent. I know that's really crazy and sad, but you know what? After a long day, look, let me explain something to y'all. And I've said this before. My drink selection is based on my moods. If I had a long, pissy freaking day and I'm on the verge of punching somebody in the face, then I'm not even a violent person. I'm very fair and very nice. Whiskey. I have whiskey. If I'm feeling a little frisky and want some jump on some bones, martini. It's like some fruity, girly drink. But mainly I go for martini. But just a long day, but not crazy. I just have a glass of wine. Warm. It doesn't matter. But I prefer warm. But it really doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway. So back to the weather anomalies. Okay. Apparently there are going to be storms and temperature swings. Once in a lifetime events keep happening, which means things that have not happened in thousands of years, we are currently going to have it this year. Absolutely. So educate system, let me get to the weather anomaly because I have videos for you too. Okay. I don't want to freak you guys out, but there is some crazy weather that's coming along here. And what's really strange, it's going to be cold weather in places that is normally warm. And then it's going to be warm in places that is normally cold. Or it's going to be increasingly cold in places that are really cold. And the weather in places that is warm, it's going to be rain, and just crazy floods, mud floods, and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a lot of record-breaking crap going on right now because remember, nature sees what's happening and it affects nature. They hear, they see, they feel. They may not have eyes, but they feel. I don't know how they're able to hear, but they do. You saw them videos that's over TikTok and Instagram where trees hear you and they feel you. They do. They really do. Now, here are a few people who are better than the meteorologists that you see on Channel 612 and all the other news channels. They know more than them. But, let's start with, normal Fox News and then we'll, hit some freelancers, so to speak.
From the National Weather Service in Oklahoma out of Norman for at least 4 tornadoes in the state yesterday. A lot of this in the early morning hours. A high-end EF1, that's what hit the town of Purcell. This one yesterday morning, you can see how dark it is. A lot of this happening before even kids were at school. It had peak winds of 105 to 110 miles per hour, traveled more than 9 miles. Also the town of Shawnee, which is the video you're looking at here, an EF1 tornado that was confirmed there. And this one with peak winds of 90 to 95 miles per hour and also on the ground for about 4 miles. The National Weather Service out of Norman, but also Tulsa, saying that they expect to survey more damaged locations later today. So we'll wait to see what other updates come out of it. Either way, scary morning. And I know that for the town of Purcell, they did cancel some school yesterday because of loss of power. Today, it looks like some kids, maybe in all the schools, are going to be virtual as a result to the outage issues. But nothing was really damaged at the schools and no reports again of injury. So we got out of yesterday morning. Okay, we got to weather this one. And this morning we have about 8 million people that are under 2 out of 5 severe storm risk. This does include portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, Western Tennessee. So as we look at the scope of it, also not ignoring the fact that there's also a level 1 that goes into northern Alabama. But the highest risk is for that level 2. And that's where we could have really all the severe weather hazards, especially when it comes to tornadoes. We've already seen that verified this morning in portions of Louisiana as well as Mississippi. We finally were able to see all of the tornado warnings drop. The most recent one was further south in Mississippi. This one was allowed to expire. It had been associated with a radar confirmed tornado, but the circulation began to unravel a little bit to the office, allowing that one to expire. Thankful for that. But as you can see, I mean, Stephen, it's a nice spattering of severe weather that we have, or I'm sorry, of storms that we have, and really kind of 2 lines. If you do a closer look, it looks like maybe they're coming together now. We're starting to see maybe more of a phasing of the 2, but really messy and heavy rain.
It's true. And this isn't going to be the only batch of storms that we're watching this morning. These are just the ones that have been able to survive overnight and move into an environment that is a little more conducive for us to see. This also is laying the ground, which we're going to talk to here with Michael Estime in just a little bit, for a flooding threat. So you get so much moisture that just continues to run. It's always important to pay attention to where that front's at. Depending on where the front is, and given the fact that we've got a whole day today, the temperatures near the Louisiana-Texas border are already in the mid 60s. So we're not post-front there yet. We're going to see, I think, more development later this afternoon. It's going to be messy, like we're seeing this morning, but I think more storms are on the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and with the lack of forward movement with this front, it's kind of waiting for the energy from the west to move in to help give it that nudge. But in the meantime, we will have some energy to tap into, but it seems quite limited to areas further to the south, Louisiana, Mississippi, where you're seeing some of the brighter shades of orange and red. A little bit harder to get some of the stronger storms further to the north, but where you also have that low, better chance for twisting in the atmosphere. I think it's also, without the forward motion of this front and all that moisture coming in, it is a flood concern, and more so a flood concern than severe weather for some. Yeah,
no doubt. I mean, especially with the fact that we've got all day to wait for this system to move on through. Sheer environment, I wouldn't say is, bonkers.
Right.
We have a bit of a south wind. The winds out of the southwest. They're not as I'll say they don't have as much rotation with height as you would often see for a system, but given the placement of that surface low, it's a weaker one, but that twist can sometimes generate enough spin in the atmosphere for some additional storm development. So we watch to see how these all play out, but we gotta wait for that system to be kicked out. Until it's kicked out, it's not going to want to leave the Gulf Coast. It's just what happens, especially the Texas coastline. So let's talk about the flood threat, right? Because we don't have just the severe weather, as Marissa mentioned. We bring in meteorologist Michael Estime. The flood threat is unique, Michael, because it was just last month that some of these zones were dealing with snow.
And Stephen, not just that, but also they're parched too. We haven't seen a ton of rain in these spots as well. But I want to show this to you. It's some messaging from the National Weather Service out of Jackson, Mississippi. And here is what they're saying, that the entire elevated region in that area that has that risk of 2 out of 4 inches of rain could see a couple of spots locally with 3 to 6, and in the worst case scenario, 7 to 8 inches of rain would be possible. So really demonstrates and highlights what could be a much more intense flood maker later on today. It's just a perfect storm, really, if you will, of what we have going on. Behind me, you're looking in Birmingham, Alabama, where again, we have flood watches out for 10 million Americans. That flood watch just means that there's too much rain in a short period of time. It's common, especially near rivers, creeks, and streams, and it's within a shorter term. So just a couple of hours could lead to some significant flooding. It's one of the reasons why if you do encounter flooded roadways, turn around, don't drown, and of course, know where your evacuation routes are just in case, right? We mentioned how dry it's been over the course of the past, really several weeks. That all changes though. Flood watches in effect from Louisiana all the way up through Tennessee. And you don't see this every day. It's a 3 out of 4 flash flood risk in that bullseye area.
It's all in the same area though.
500,000 Americans from I-59 through I-20. and just east of I-55.
Oh, he looked like he got
in
some
terms
big
of
feet
how
too.
much rain we could pick up. Again, generally speaking, that pumpkin orange, that's 3 to 5 inches. But look at these little slivers here that you're seeing. That's what the National Weather Service is concerned about. That would be 5 to upwards of 8 inches of rain. Lots of moisture to be squeezed out of the atmosphere, being pumped in by, of course, our low-level jet guys. We have a stalled frontal boundary out this way that's helping to just converge all of that moisture. And you can see it through the day today, Stephen, tomorrow, and yes, even in the wee early morning hours of Sunday, we are still fighting through the rain. Again, I know there's severe weather on top of all of it, but just make sure that you're respecting those green polygons, which are, of course, those flash flood warnings.
That's true. It's easy to get caught up into those tornado, severe thunderstorm warnings as they're happening moment by moment, but the flood threat.
Oh my gosh, I need to quit it. I know it gets dark really fast. I know it's crazy. And where are you viewing from? Pure Summers. Where are you viewing from? I said really fast. I should have said real fast. Where's my language? Where is my diction today? Well, he was cute. Oh, yes, me too. Me too. I don't pray, but, you know, I hope everyone is safe. Okay, now, moving on here. No, we do have more. Here are the videos from just regular TikTokers. They're going to give you more in detail here and more updated. Remember, I started the slideshow on yesterday, but I did go back 2 days so you guys can get a clear what's happening throughout the entire weekend, okay?
It's Thursday, January 8th, 2026, and we've got some big-time storms to talk about over the next couple of days, but we've also got a major cool down, an Arctic blast on the way that's going to impact everyone, so we're going to start there. So the reason we're having a severe weather situation right now, as I film this, there are tornado watches and warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings coming out left and right in Oklahoma. This line's going to move up into Missouri and Arkansas. The reason that's happening is because we've got these really anomalously warm temperatures out in front of a cold front that go up into the Ozarks, up into the Ohio Valley, and are going to compile over the East Coast over the next couple of days. And this is setting the stage for the severe weather. Now, what's behind it is a bunch of much cooler than average weather. So we've got a battle of these air masses here. And what's going to impact everyone is it's going to feel like spring pretty much for a lot of places today and tomorrow, in the 60s and 70s for some places. And that's quickly going to change after the cold front comes through. So we're going to have a massive cool down. So do not get used to the warm temperatures. High temperatures today near Nashville will be near 70 degrees, Little Rock over 70 degrees, Dallas near 80, Oklahoma City up there in the mid 70s. That's already happened. The cold fronts already moved through Oklahoma City, but look back behind that, 39, 42. I mean, you can see the cold air coming in, and I'm just going to put some motion on this and show you how quickly this is going to happen. Boom. Everybody is going to be cold once again as we go into next week, and it's going to be some pretty significant cold here. We're talking about temperatures in the 20s early in the morning on Monday, January 12th, as far south as into northern Alabama. So this is going to be impacting everyone. It's even going to make Florida colder, but just make sure you're ready for this, okay? A lot of people are going to get faked out here, and just know that a much colder pattern is about to lock in. And I see some chances for some snow. But before we talk about snow, we got to talk about this severe weather. So this big transition from warm to cold is going to spark some thunderstorms. Tomorrow, we've got a slight risk of severe weather for Baton Rouge, Jackson, Mississippi, up towards Birmingham and Huntsville. This is mainly going to be concerned with damaging winds, but there is a tornado threat as well. In fact, we've got ourselves a pretty large 5% risk area from the SPC, where there's a 5% probability of a tornado happening within 25 miles of any given point in the Brown area there. The 2% goes all the way up to Bowling Green, all the way back down to New Orleans and Houston. I don't see a big tornado outbreak tomorrow. I really don't. But it's going to be a dangerous situation because if tornadoes do happen, they're almost certainly going to be happening overnight, which is a stark contrast to today, where there are tornadoes happening right now as I film this in the morning around Oklahoma City. That line of storms is moving up towards Tulsa and Joplin. So you guys need to be getting ready. It's probably going to be there or just about over by the time you see this video. These storms are going to impact areas like St. Louis and Little Rock later today, but likely with a little bit less of a punch. So this is what the radar will look like around noon. We're going to have some heavy rain around Kansas City. We're going to have some of those strong storms making it into Joplin and Bentonville. Once again, hail and wind is going to be your main threat, but a tornado or two can't be ruled out, especially after what we've seen around the OKC metro. And then as this line moves off to the east, it really becomes less intense, but I wouldn't be surprised if
We have a huge update regarding this winter, as the perfect combination of ingredients is coming together to produce a ton of snow. In fact, the atmospheric setup this winter strongly favors repeated major snow events across large parts of the United States. On top of snowfall, we will have powerful ice storms and brutal cold snaps that will wreak havoc this winter. In this winter forecast, we're going to break down exactly who's going to see all the snow they can dream of, who may not, and why this winter will be one to remember. In order to understand how abnormal this winter could be across the United States, we need to talk about what a normal winter looks like in terms of snowfall. And we are going to start off with the areas that see very little to no snowfall. This includes the Gulf Coast, the Deep South, the southwestern deserts, and our Pacific coastal cities as well. To see snow across these parts of the United States, we need to see very strong polar systems that push tons of cold air out of Canada into places that don't usually see cold air. This
Dude, don't start with this whole
1 to 2 snowstorms every year or two.
All right, so as I told you, let me see. Oh, we have Queen in the house. Yeah, she made it, girl. No, it's not over. Let all speak. I feel like I'm teaching. Are you? You are. You're not in kindergarten. Okay, I don't know about the kindergarten thing. Okay, I'm so behind already, Hubert. Keep me. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, really? Masters. Okay. Well, good luck to you, girl, on your schoolwork. All right. So as you can see, as you saw there, let me put a visual here. As you saw there, and I'm going to make this brief. As you see, we are having some historical and never seen before weather anomalies, which means it's going to be snow in place. There's no snow. I know you guys are saying, hold up, if you're a flat earther, how is this physically possible? Well, air is air, and that's all I'm going to say. Okay? So when he was saying there's going to be snow in normal areas that are generally don't have snow, like, places that's normally hot, there's going to be snow. It has nothing to do with some shift coming from the North Pole. It has nothing to do with that at all. Okay? Because it just has nothing to do with that. It could, but it's not. Because the ice glaciers in the North Pole are breaking in record terms. So it's definitely not that. It's not getting colder up there. It's getting warmer up there. So that's definitely not it. Which can cause a weather fluctuates. If ice glaciers are melting at record numbers, it will cause the weather to be a little fluctuated and up and down, because that would affect the whole atmosphere, because you have tall, big ice glaciers falling into the Atlantic. Okay. Which is, generally by New York. So you have these ice glaciers melting or falling or whatever the case it want to be. Yes, water, consider most of our world is surrounded by water. That will affect the atmosphere in those surrounding areas, especially lands and countries that are near the water. So it would be colder because the cold air is coming off the water, especially in down seasons where there's generally not a lot of sunshine anyway. Okay, so that's what's happening. That's why these areas are going to see a little snow, because the ice glaciers are currently they're breaking in record numbers over in the North Pole or Canada or whatever you want to call it. That's what's happening. Okay. Now, considering that's happening, which means this weather anomaly is going to happen like this, this is going to be a normal thing. It's not going to stop until all those ice glaciers are melted. And quite frankly, it should just be this, unless you guys want a whole day after tomorrow situation, or you want big, humongous freaking tidal waves causing hurricanes and all kinds. Well, that is kind of happening, but I'm just saying that's what's happening. The North Pole, upper part of Canada, whatever, it's melting away. That's what's happening. Okay. Okay. Now we got that out of the way. Oh, it's definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. What do you say? It feel like New York is right. I know. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, so let's move on to the next subject here. I just want to get you guys a little update on the weather. Yes and yes and yes. Okay, yes and yes. Now, the education breakdown. Okay, here we go. Now, the federal government is pulling out of the education. The last year, the federal government has basically said this. We're stepping back, states. Y'all figure it out. I don't give a damn about the education. I'm already made it. I don't care if you learn anything. Not my problem. Not the people who has been in education. This is the people who are currently running the office at the moment. Like Trump and his people. Just want to point that out. Not the Democrats, as they like to point blame to. No, because if this was the Democrats, they would have done it before Trump got into office. Not now. Why would they do it now? Makes sense, people. Okay, so in the last year, so this is what they said. You're going to see, break it down. That means less federal oversight, fewer protections for students, no more protection for students, more confusion because every state is doing something different. He wants every state to have something different instead of just controlling the education system in the units of all states. You know, isn't that what Abraham Lincoln said? A house broken shall not stand. But Trump, he don't know what Abraham Lincoln said. He barely know the amendments or anything for that. I don't even think he even know how to read that well. So he don't know what the hell, never mind. The point of the matter is that's what's happening. We're no longer a union anymore. He wants every state to be its own man. No, not happening. It's like the referee has walked off the field in the middle of a game like, I'm done. Do whatever you want to do. That's what's currently happening. That's what's currently happening, okay? Schools are losing money. Public schools are losing money, which means teachers are not getting paid and they're getting fed up. Our kids are not being educated. And you think the rich is going to donate money to the schools? Hell no, they too busy trying to stay rich, which is selfish as fuck. Because if I had the kind of money these billionaires be having, like the Bezos or the Gates or whoever is in that billionaire status, I will be donating at least 10, 15, 20% to all public schools and some well-known Black colleges or any colleges that can really use the money who agree with their education system and they're not freaking not less. They got to be diverse. Okay. They have to, well, there's a long list of things that have to be for I donate half of my earnings to these people. Let's just point that out. Let's plainly say that. Okay. I'm not going to go down the list. It's a legal path. Trust me. Okay. So many schools, districts are broke. They're cutting programs. They're laying off teachers and administration. I hear their frustrations all through TikTok on how these kids are not listening and they're just doing what they want to do because there's so much trouble at home. Not enough food. Their mother having to do these crazy jobs. Little girls having to be grown women at this moment. They're selling their bodies or getting trafficked by sexual predators because Trump is a predator. So he's giving clear air and reign to all the predators just like him. So this is what's currently happening to our children, which means violence will be an increase. Abortions has been banned, so people are going to be killing their babies in very weird, abnormal ways, just like it was in the 50s and 60s. Like alley abortions, basically. They're freezing spending. This means bigger classrooms. We're taking it back to civil rights times. This is where this man's mind frame is. He's an idiot. Back in civil rights time, which means they're going to be packing classrooms with 20, 30, 40 people. Explain to me how a teacher's supposed to teach that many minds at once. That many attitudes at once. Explain to me how that's physically possible. So, which means kids with special needs will not get support. They will be treated like a normal person, which means bullying will definitely increase. And this will be a lot of pressures on teachers who are not getting paid for this. And quite frankly, I think the teachers should get paid as much as the freaking professors because they are dealing with children in their prime, doing puberty. They're practically raising their kids. They should get paid, if not evenly, as the professors, if not more. That's one thing that should be changed. So the parents is going to feel this, the kids is going to feel this, and the teachers are going to feel this. I see their crying and all the time, all through TikTok. They are seriously leaving the administration because they're so stressed out. They want to help the kids, but how can they help the kids? How? It's only so much you can do. Oh, I'm not even done yet. So there literally a huge legal battle happening about whether schools must tell parents if student changes their name or pronouns at school. So it's the literally battles like should they change the pronouns for him, her, I don't know, him, her, she, he, whatever, or none. What to do? I don't know what to do. Parents have a right to know. Kids deserve privacy and safety. Whatever they want to do is their prerogative. I don't care. This is going all the way to the Supreme Court. But remember, he dismantled the federal government. And he's currently working his way through the Supreme Court. So, yeah. And colleges are in complete chaos because he cut funding from them. Remember, he freezed fundings in colleges. There are several investigations going out of nowhere. They're deporting foreign students in colleges who came to America to live out a particular dream to help us enhance our future. He declared racism. And I don't know, open-ended, whatever. I'm so done with it. Okay, let me just finish this subject and we're gonna move on here. Okay, and the pressure to remove diversity programs. So he don't want diversity. He taking it back to civil rights time. This is currently where we're at. So there's no more diversity. He wants them to be racist as fuck in school. Okay, that excludes the professors because they have all racial backgrounds. And considering Trump paid his way and bribed his way through college, he should be the last person to be trying to justify how colleges are ran. And there's new rules about what they can teach or support. So he's declaring and trying to dissect what they can teach when never mind. Okay, let's move on here. Students are confused. Professors are nervous. Administrators are scrambling. He did that less than a year. And y'all trying to give this man until midterms. Are you crazy? Kids are caught in the middle. Students don't know what the rules apply. Teachers don't know what they're allowed to say anymore. Parents don't know who to trust. Schools don't know what's coming next. Everything is in a complete uproar. Oh, thank you, Pierre Summers. Yay. Woo, I gotta give you some love, girl. Hold on, let me see if I got some clap. Let me see what I have here for you. First of all, feeling the love. Thank you so much. Thank you. And this is to you. I did have a drink thing on here. I don't know what to do with it though. But anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay. Oh, he's definitely bringing the recession. Definitely. Oh, yes, we are definitely listed. Isn't that sad? So sad. Oh my God, yes, you did hear about Northwest, how she's out there living. Yes. I was going to talk about her, but I don't like talking about my babies like that. But we'll deal with that later. That'd be a random topic. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to just say here in a simple line. Education is breaking down because the people in charge keep changing the rules, cutting the money and fighting cultural wars instead of helping kids learn. So to break it down in 3 digestible points, is less money, less guidance, and more political drama. Let's just sum that up right there in 3 digestible points. Less money, less guidance, more political drama. Bam, boom. There it is in a freaking nutshell. Let's move on to Royals. Okay. In the Royals right now, okay, Kate is returning. I don't know what the hell she's doing, but apparently, she's on her PR move trying to improve her image so people can think she's more humble, she's more independent, she's less a puppet and the perfect whatever wife that she wants to be, so they're trying to make her seem more something. Okay, so she did a surprise appearance, apparently. Breaking it down, we get into these subjects a little more in details later. So they're trying to differentiate if Kate returned as real or PR. Her surprise appearance has been framed as warm comeback, but the timing is a little bit interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because they know the agenda and Meghan and Harry's program. They know it because they got leaks. Someone's telling them what's going on. Like, oh, they're going to be on Oprah, do yada, yada, that. Let's do this. A bunch of competitors is so childish, seriously. And then we have Harry's secret battle with what it really means. If he gets protection back, the monarchy may be trying to soften public tension. He's still trying to do this, man. I wouldn't even care going there anymore. But I know he was raised there and that's his home. And considering where America is right now, he probably want to go back there and visit there for some kind of familiarity. I can understand that. So whatever it is, I don't care. Okay, then a Harry's security battle, what it really means. Perfect for your tech privacy, youth development segments. That's what we're going to talk about in terms of Harry and Meghan. And then the royal family is trying to rebrand themselves with new homes, new venues, new appearances. The firm is trying to look more modern and stable. Not going to happen. Too many old people with old-fashioned people, old-fashioned mind frames, old-fashionedness, and trying to compete against people. They're literally in a competition with Meghan and Harry. They're in a one-sided competition because Meghan and Harry is not in a competition with them, but they're in a competition with them, which is weird because it's a one-sided competition. Okay, so Kate Middleton makes a big surprise, apparently. Okay, Princess Kate stepped out with Prince William for the first time, Royal ID 2026. As usual, she's smiling with a Colgate smile. She's making sure her clothes is on point, you know, and her outfits are definitely suggestive, but, you know, we ignore that by now. Yeah, so she's definitely, and she's not wearing her ring either, apparently. They said she wore a maroon suit, she didn't wear her engagement ring, likely due to the hospital protocol. Whatever. She spoke openly about her past cancer. She did not have cancer treatment. We still piggybacking off that bullshit. That's like, whatever. Said we know when a volunteer mentioned chemotherapy, she did not have chemotherapy, so she should not relate. You know, I can't wait till she ousted for this lie, because I had relatives who died of cancer, and her trying to use it as some PR propaganda to make her feel, I don't know, pathetic more or whatever you want to call it, is downright degrading and insulting for people who actually lived through cancer, who had cancer. That's shameful. So anyway, she spoke openly with real patients about that. The couple met with NHS workers about winter healthcare pressures. They are seriously trying to push this whole I give a damn propaganda. This is notable because Kate has been mostly private since her alleged cancer remission announcement. Anyway, here's the videos.
The Princess of Wales has made a surprise appearance in London, joining the Prince of Wales to show support for NHS staff just a day before her birthday. Kate accompanied William to Charing Cross Hospital on Thursday, January 8th, after he was originally expected to attend alone. The visit marked their first public engagement of 2026 and showed support for frontline healthcare workers.
Oh, yeah, the suit. I like her suit. It's nice. But you know who she copying from? You know who's known for having these suits? I think I just showed a picture. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, but these suits are definitely in now. Seem like the same color suits. I wouldn't wear this top with it. That's too much maroon, but the suit is nice. I got to give it to her. The suit is nice. I don't know what he's wearing, but anyway.
The Prince and Princess of Wales have today carried out their first public engagement of 2026. They visited Charing Cross Hospital in London, and this was to highlight the work of the NHS. And Kate's appearance was actually a surprise, as the engagement was originally listed as being for William by himself. Kensington Palace said that the visit was to highlight the work of NHS staff and volunteers as they respond to increased demand on services during the winter months. And the Prince and Princess were also there in their capacity as patrons of NHS charities together. And this represents more than 220 separate NHS charities based across the UK who support patient staff and the infrastructure of hospitals. Kensington Palace posted pictures of the visit on their social media accounts today, and they show the couple at the hospital meeting with members of the public. And they also wrote a message on social media saying a huge thank you to NHS staff and volunteers at Charing Cross Hospital and across the UK whose tireless efforts continue to change lives every single day. This visit was embargoed until the couple's departure, which was around lunchtime today. It also has echoes of last year when Kate also opened the year with a visit to a hospital. Then it was the Royal Marsden, and she revealed at the time that this was where she had received her cancer treatment privately.
I can't even pretend to care. Anyway, so Oh yeah, they are definitely short up like a fire sale. Absolutely. I know it's sad, for real. All right, so Prince William's estate is building 600 plus homes. Remember, the taxpayers is paying for these homes. Just want to point that out because he's not paying for a damn thing. So the Duchy of Cornwall Williams estate is planning a huge development in Somersault with his taxpayer money and slave money that they got from the slave trade, anything else they embezzled, from blood money. So he building 600 plus homes where the taxpayers are paying to build these homes, and care home and nursery and primary school, because they're desperately trying to prove the image. They're trying to say they care. They care about people. They don't really, but they going to show that they do care. They care about people. They care about people. That's the message. This is what Williams Modern Prince branding is. I hope they are sincere doing this, but I'm sorry. My spirit guys is telling me they're full of shit. But I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I hope you really do care. He's not doing this from some kind of PR, public propaganda to improve his selfish, evil, mean streak. I don't know. But if he's doing this for the right reasons, congratulations. I'm glad you are doing this. Ray for you. All right, move around. Got through that. Anyway, so Harry and Meghan, they made a virtual appearance on Oprah. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle conveniently, Kate and the Prince William, conveniently did a surprise visit at this goddamn hospital. Conveniently around the time they made an appearance on Oprah. Timing that I was talking about. Timing is what we're talking about. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle appear virtually on Oprah's show to talk about the dangers of phone-based childhoods and tech addiction for kids. I agree with this 100%. This ties directly into your tech privacy youth development segments. Okay? So if you want to learn and know more about this, ladies and gentlemen who is watching, please show your kids this freaking clip. Or just search for Meghan and Harry on Oprah, and you will find this clip. This would be perfect for any segments you're trying to teach kids to stay off internet and things of that nature. Although we're in a different time, we are literally in Brits of Age of Aquarius, and Age of Aquarius is based on huge technology spurts. But I can understand their concerns. You definitely want to control it because evil things can be taught through technology, even though evil things can be taught in reality too. But we'll just go along with their whole message for now.
Over the years, we've worked with you on how the digital space is deeply affecting our collective and mental, emotional, and physical health. And obviously, a huge congratulations to you and the outcome of your research, which has created a parent-led movement, which is astonishing and much needed.
And that we're proud to be part of that.
Yeah, hugely.
Yeah.
And the insights have been incredibly valuable over the years for our work with parents who've lost their children to online harms. Working towards solutions to keep all children safe. Can you speak to how the phone-based childhood, as you call it, affects kids' emotional development and what families can do to support healthier patterns?
Kids need to play. All mammals play, and once they get the device, it's going to push out everything else. They're going to have less sleep. They're going to stop reading books. They're going to stop spending too much time with other kids. They're not going to get as much sunshine, not as much exercise.
So true.
So as they get more and more into a screen-based life, all the things that children need to do get pushed down and pushed out by these screen activities that are engineered for addiction.
We need to help our kids develop human skills and human relationships. And both of us have done a lot of research on human flourishing, what it takes to have a meaningful and full life. And relationships, human relationships, are at the top of that.
I agree 100%. Agree 109 gazillion%. Absolutely. People do need. They don't even go to the library. The library used to be my favorite place to go to. I love going to the library. Give me a good book. I sit in the corner all day long if I'm not rushed to leave out of there because there's a certain, never mind. But anyways, we need to broadcast and publicize books because a lot of things that are in books are not on the internet. We need to encourage them to get off the phones and actually look at nature, look at the sun, look at the grass, look at something other than your freaking phone.
Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, appeared on Oprah's network, Oprah Daily, today to speak on an issue they've been working on for years. And it deserves attention for the substance and not the noise that always follows their names. Their participation in an Oprah-affiliated platform focused on online safety, mental health, and the impact of digital spaces on children and their families.
Absolutely.
This appearance centered on advocacy, education, and real-world consequences of online harm.
Over the years, we've worked with you on how digital spaces.
Anyway, so he's just basically saying that. So yes, absolutely, absolutely, yes. Yes. There's a weird going on. Okay, anyway. All right, so moving on to the next subject here. Okay, it seems that King Charles is upgrading his Scottish estate. Charles Charity is turning Dumfries House into luxury wedding and events by adding a new hall. This is literally a PR move to modernize the monarchy image and generate revenue. These people are something else, man. First of all, I'm sure people are going to be losing their cockamamie mind to do their wedding here. Remember, weddings here at his 6.5 charity headquarters. I personally won't get married there because it may be a bad omen or something. Because let's face it, any marriage that just know they don't have a history with good omen and vibes when it comes to marriage. But I'm sure the place is beautiful and gorgeous, and I'm sure it'll be wonderful for weddings. But I won't get married there. But I'm sure people will be dying to get married there for picture's sake. You know what I'm saying? But hey, do your thing. I don't care.
King Charles is officially entering the lucrative wedding market as the monarch plans to host ceremonies at his charity headquarters. Dumfries House in Scotland will cater for up to 200 guests, with prices ranging from £5,500 for midweek weddings up to £8,500 on weekends. The £6.5 million venue will be named the King's Hall in honour of the monarch, and bookings are due to open from July 2027. Dumfries House is the headquarters for King Charles Charity, the King's Foundation, and money raised from the weddings will reportedly be plowed back into the upkeep of the historic country home.
Well, I mean, I guess the grounds would be nice for a wedding, but I won't get married there. But it is gorgeous down there. King Charles be coming with some crazy ideas. Not crazy in a bad way, but his ideas don't be bad, though. I got to give it to him. The man be coming with some interesting ideas for his age. He said, I was just talking to both my boys about this. They both said, yes, I must get back. Yes, go to the library, girl. Go. Oh, it's going to be addictive. I've checked out some amazing, like, spicy romance novels, mystery novels. Just the idea of holding them in my hands and reading the books is pure bliss for me. I'm such a nerd. But yeah, go. Yes, go. And then go to the archives and look at the girl. It's addictive. Hi, Dominique. How you doing? Anyway, don't get me talking about books because that'll be a whole nother freaking video, okay? All right, anyway. Okay, so something's up here. All right, according to the Royal Analysis, there are big changes for the royal family. They're going to pretty much mirror what Meghan and Harry is doing, but probably add a little embellishment or a little, sprinkle of some because they're watching them. So according to Royal Analysis, 2026 will be a major transition year for the monarchy. I'm seeing it already. More consequences for Prince Andrew after his Epstein ties. William and Kate preparing more seriously for their future as king and queen, which means they are getting paid to put up a front, either put up a front or do something with yourselves. So they're going to have to force to get along and pretend they give a damn about each other. Harry and Meghan decided whether their kids will have a relationship with the royal family. I won't even bother that family, considering the shitty way they treated Meghan. They will be dead to me. And I'm speaking as a Black woman on that ground alone. But, those are not my kids, and they're not my, kids' grandparents, so that's completely up to them. But considering the way they treated Meghan, they won't go 10 feet near my kids. Just saying. I don't care what new modern transition they're trying to do. Don't put me in this modern transition. I don't got nothing to do with this. Okay? But whatever. Oh, yes. Me too, girl. Me too. Definitely me too. Oh, I know. I love it. I haven't been, because it's been crazy. But I'm definitely going. I've been craving to go. I love the smell of books. It's insane. I have a lot of books in my house too, though. And I read a lot of books on my iPad, and I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I've seen my history. I mean, I know me. I don't just go internet search, honey. I go to the books. Okay? I know me. It's no freaking convenient or coincidence why they're trying to blacklist me or trying to shut me up. It's a reason. It's not for the lies I'm spewing. It's about the truth I'm spewing. Hence the truth show. Okay, moving on to celeb gossip here. I think we gave the royal family a nice little, airtime already. Okay, celeb gossip here. Now, Louis put this in at the last minute, which is why I came live late because I was trying to fit this in here. Okay, it seems in this time we're going to talk about celeb gossip, the part of the show just for you, because I do this segment for you and you only, because I don't care about celebs and their business. I really don't, considering I may be working with these people in the future. I don't care about their business, and I want to put it out there, celeb gossip. Anything I said about you is based on what the internet is spewing, and personally, I don't care about your business. It's your business, so don't hate me because I'm literally repeating what they say on the internet about you. Just saying. Don't hate the messenger. Hate the person who initially put the story out there. Okay, don't hate me. So don't hate me. Okay, I didn't say this. I didn't put this out there. I'm just repeating what's already out there. So anyway, we are going to talk about various of celebs and more. Ashley Tisdale. This is actually Nick Reiner. This is how you look now. I know people are showing the old pictures of him, but he don't look like that anymore. He's a lot bigger, and this is how you look right now. And we're talking about the freaky deaky couple of Jeff Bezos and Sanchez. They some horny freaks. We're going to talk about their nasty love life, but, it is what it is. We're going to talk about that as well. First subject is Ashley Tisdale. Okay, Ashley Tisdale, she was known as a mean girl, but apparently she really is a mean girl. There seems to have been a blind item that revealed Ashley Tisdale is a true mean girl, not just on screen, but in real life. Here's what the blind item says. The high schooler Ashley Tisdale thought everyone was going to be on her side. They weren't. So now she is trying to pretend the people she was talking about are actually not the people she was talking about, even though they were. So it's pretty much saying that she is being declared a mean girl for real, not just, whatever she's supposed to. It's kind of hilarious, to be honest. But they're literally saying that she's genuinely a mean girl for real. It's kind of nuts. But here's the quick rundown with Ashley Tisdale, okay? Yes, a sharp play from High School Musical. She's grown now. She's a mom. She's married. She's doing lifestyle branding, producing all that grown woman stuff. She's not a little kid anymore. Okay. But recently she got caught up in some mom group drama. Ashley wrote an essay saying she was part of a celebrity mom group that felt toxic. Okay. Cliquish. Mean girl energy. Just very high school, she said. Okay. She basically said she didn't feel supported and felt judged. Well, that did not go over quietly. People in that circle pushed back. Some insiders say she was actually the one causing attention. And Hillary Duff's husband even jumped. Hillary Duff be marrying some crazy man. Hillary Duff's husband even jumped in and shaded her publicly, calling her a self-obsessed. Hillary Duff. Yes, the Duffy. Yeah. So now the internet split. Is Ashley the victim of a mean girl mom group? Or did she stir the pot and then call it toxic when it didn't go her way? Either way, the whole thing blew up because it's celebrities acting like regular moms, messy group chats, cliques, and drama. Just crazy crap like that. So it looked like she started some bait. Hillary Duff, as usual, and her little very opinionated husbands, who I'm still trying to grasp my head around who these crazy men is she freaking marrying. But anyway, but he decided to put his 2 cents in. Why is he even in female talk anyway? Should we be, looking at him side-eye, him gossiping with the women? I don't know how I should take that. Maybe I'm not looking at the whole picture, but why is Hillary Duff's husband jumping in this? Why? I'm curious. It's just like me and my girlfriends are sitting at lunch and we chatting about work, we chatting about female gossip at the work, and my husband chiming in like, "Ooh, yeah, for real? Please make me understand what's going on here." I'm sorry. Yes, Barnes and Nobles are, I know it sucks because no one's going to get their books. I know it sucks. The store is closing, but I hear the online stores are still, doing their thing. Okay. All right, now Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos. Bezos and Sanchez are in the news again, and this time it's for their freakiness. And they're married. Here's what the blind item says for this freaky deaky couple. Okay, so this A-list has significant name recognition, thanks mostly to him, but behind their facade of happiness, they're holding a deep, dark secret. She's a nymphomaniac. Yes, Lauren Sanchez is a nymphomaniac. Yeah, and he likes to watch her have sex with other men. Yeah, So this is a Kanye West Diddy situation. They're smart about their indiscretions, though, and only hook up with men who are rich or as famous as they are. So he sometimes join into the little orgy, whether he's punking a dude or punking her, whatever hole his ends up, that's where it's at. Their last conquest was their biggest to date yet. They hooked up with the A-list movie star. Therein lies newest issue. Our couple has an agreement that there can't be a hanky-panky unless both are present. So they both got to be together when they're doing their little nasty orgies. But our gal was so smitten with the handsome movie star. Movie star is the A-lister that joined them in bed. Yeah. I mean, she's so smitten. Lauren Sanchez is so smitten. I'm assuming this guy is packed and look completely better than her husband. Okay. I mean, money can't buy you attractiveness. I'm just saying, just can't. But our gal was so smitten with the handsome movie star that she's been sneaking away with, hooking up with him behind her partner's back. Yes, Lauren Sanchez is hooking up with this A-lister. So not only are they having a little threesome orgy or whatever the numbers are together, but Lauren Sanchez is going off to the side and also getting her back broken by this A-list star as well behind her husband's back. Allegedly. Oh, yes. All hell would break loose, though, if our guys find out about this. He doesn't know about this yet, and they just got married. Yes. Especially since he holds the upper hand in the relationship. So they're still newlyweds. They just got married. They still should be in newlywed or honeymoon phase. And they are already having orgies. They probably had it before, whatever. They're having orgies and, holes, whatever hole is available. He put it, that's the street there, okay? But apparently the sexy A-lister who they invited in their bedroom, Lauren, I got to say again, is going behind her husband's back. Her billionaire fucking husband. Is she freaking nuts? Girl, are you freaking kidding me? Your husband is a billionaire. Okay, he's not the most attractive man in the goddamn world. Girl, you better get some toys or something. And if you do want to have sex with somebody else, have it in front of him. At least you have permission to have sex with the man in front of him. Is the D that damn good where you have to go behind his back and get plucked? Okay, I can understand some really good D. I mean, really good D can have you acting, I'm on a whole nother subject. Anyway, moving right along here. The point of the matter is, this is going to be crazy. I am going to seriously stand back with my popcorn, ready for this to just get blown up in the freaking media. This is me seriously enjoying it. This is me right here, for real. This is me. Like, oh yeah. Tell me more. Oh yeah, and this. Sad. Absolutely freaking lonely. This is so me. Oh, and this. This is me too. For real. I am seriously. Oh wow. Girl. I know it's a lot, and it's just a portion of stuff that they were. Girl, the tea is hot. It is hot. I'm telling you. Girl, so she wants someone closer age. Okay. She married that man for money. She didn't marry that man for no sex or lust. Girl, please. But I'm saying he's welcoming. He's welcoming for her to have the orgy as long as she has sex with him in her face. Okay, you have a reason to have sex with a sexy man in your husband's face. Do it in his face. Or you got that goddamn horny and bored where you like, okay, I gotta have it. He's too busy working. I gotta sneak off and have sex with this man. Girl, get a toy. Go to the sex store, rack up on your toys, or find some shit to do. Do some charity, open some charity, find something to do to preoccupy your wandering ass, horny ass mind. Just dumb. She wants to seriously be the dumb ex-wife of Jeff Bezos. The man is a billionaire. He can ruin you. Literally. Okay? Make it make sense. I don't know what Kim was a part of. She was a part of a lot of stuff. I have no idea. What the Diddy? I know, right? She said, what the Diddy house party will do. Oh my girl. I was like, I had to put this out there. It was crazy. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Okay, moving on to the next slide here. Okay, the Nick Reiner case update. Let's talk about that. The Nick Reiner case update. Whew, that took a lot out of me. That was pretty nice. Okay, so it seems that there is some new news pertaining to Nick Reiner. This man, I don't even know what to say about him. It's too much. It's too much. Okay, it seems like Nick Reiner's murder trial is nowhere close to starting because it's already drama already. Experts say it may take years for anything to progress or anything to be substantial. He had this high-profile lawyer who quit. He's now in this, and I'm not even done yet. And Nick is now in solitary confinement in a mental health unit, and investigators say they're not even halfway done with the evidence review. This young man is being treated as a high-profile case, and there's already drama. So here's what the biggest developments are. Okay. His trial is going to be delayed for years. A legal expert says detectives are still deep in the investigation and the case is far from ready for trial because they haven't fully investigated the death of his parents. Did he really do it? Why did he do it? When did he do it? None of those questions has been answered. So don't let the media fool you in saying something has been substantiated. No, it has not. Okay. So the case is moving slow. Detectives say they're not even halfway done. The trial might start in. Y'all ready for this? Yeah. Let me put my emoji up here because this is where I am seriously. Okay, you know what? Hold up. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see what emoji I can put up here because this is where it's crazy. Okay. They're saying the trial might start in 2028. His trial is going to start. It may start in 2028. Not it is going to start. It may start in 2028. That's what they're saying. Okay, because when his attorney quit, Alan Jackson, the powerhouse lawyer who defended Karen Reed, suddenly withdrew during Nick's arraignment. He says circumstances beyond his control made it impossible to continue. Okay. He also insisted Nick is not guilty under California law. Okay, of course he's going to say that. Isn't that his job? I'm just saying. What are you going to say? He's guilty? I mean, what lawyer would do that? So in translation, his lawyer dipped out mid-hearing, didn't say why, just had said he legally can't explain. Like, I don't know why. I just don't know. So I wondered if this some part of propaganda to make this boy punish. Now I'm starting to get a little suspicious on why he's being treated so cruelly. What did this boy know? What? Because generally when someone go to these extreme measures to keep someone quiet, it's because they know something. So Nick is now represented by a public defender. Kimberly Green from the LA Public Defender's Office is taking over. Yes. Nick is being held, like I said, in solitary confinement, according to people. He's literally in a 7 by 10 foot cell in a high observation mental health unit. Remember, this boy started doing drugs when he was a teenager, 13, 14, 15 years old, somewhere in that range. Rumor was because of sexual abuse. Okay, that I'm assuming his father didn't care about it because he started doing drugs at the age, but no one want to talk about that. He eats alone. So his mental health was already jeopardized and affected when he was young, and nothing was done about it. It just got worse over the years. Maybe his dad didn't want the reputation to be so greatly from his legacy that he had a disturbed son. He wanted to be considered the hero. I'm trying to help my drug addict son to go to rehab. I'm trying to help him. Not getting to the core on why he's like this in the first place. We don't know. So he's monitored every 15 minutes. He gets weekly psychiatric evaluations. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's, believe it or not, he was previously on suicide watch, but he's no longer. Reports say he's mentally deteriorating now. He believes he's the victim of a conspiracy. I agree. He's delusional about why he's in jail. He should be. He may plead not guilty by reason of insanity, which he has clear argument for. His mental spiral allegedly began after medication changed from, I guess he has schizophrenia. Now, a new documentary claims his medication changed and it triggered the killings. This was reported by TMZ. The Reiner murder is what really happened. Nick complained about weight gain from his meds. As you can see there, I thought I had the picture up there, but it was the picture I had before of his weight gain. Okay. He gained weight. Doctors switched him to a new medication. The new meds allegedly made him more erratic. They can't do that. His parents were aware he was spiraling, but didn't know what to do. Sure. And his arraignment again was pushed to February 23rd, 2026 after his lawyer quit. To sum it up, detectives say they're not even halfway done with the investigation, so this trial might not start for years. The celebrity lawyer quit out of nowhere, saying he legally can't explain why, probably because someone paid him or threatened him to quit. Nick is now in solitary confinement in the mental health unit, being checked every 15 minutes. Reports say he's delusional. There's conspiracy against him and may plead insanity. A new documentary claims medication changes what triggered his spiral before the murders. His court case, again, is dated February 23rd, and that sums it up. There it is. Boom. I'm done. I don't know. That is the mystery. I don't know. You said, look what's sad that some women don't know money doesn't lie. I know, right? Woo. Shoot, I have a case against NYPD in Supreme Court, and I've been waiting for a judge. Girl, I have a case. I've been trying to get a case. Never mind. I don't even want to get into that right now. Good luck on your case. You said not believing he did that. Yeah. Facts. I know it's very hard for some people. Yes, very. Okay. Moving on to the subject that I love the most, which is brain food. Yes, I love brain food. I love this subject. Yes. Let me go ahead and put like some claps up here or something because I just love the subject. Thank you. Let me quit. And drum roll, please. Yes, the subject. Let's do it. Okay. Here is brain food. And I just want to warn you about this because you may not like the subject. I'm sorry. I'm just going to warn you. The dark side of birthdays. Because you guys should know. You should know the dark side of birthdays. It's a ritual we treat as harmless. But ancient cultures say something very different. Why many ancient cultures didn't celebrate them? Birthdays, believe it or not, were tied to astrology, magic, and protection rituals, or dark magic. Some cultures believe celebrating them invite spirits, good and bad. Some modern birthday industry is a capitalist invention, so it was capitalized. It was invented by people who invented bullshit ass New Year's on January 1st. So the idea that birthdays, so there's a conspiracy where birthdays age you. Well, aging is a different meaning. It does spiritually age you. It spiritually sheds your spiritual enhancement. Because each celebration marks a cycle of energetic shedding. So it sheds a bit of energy, which makes you age, which makes you tired every time you celebrate it. And then you add the candles and all that stuff. It just makes it worse. Okay, now let's get deep into this birthday stuff, okay? So believe it or not, birthdays weren't originally celebrated. They were protection. Because it helps you from getting spiritually shedded and making you age. Okay, you just make it conducive so you guys can understand what I'm saying. Okay, so birthday is the most the birthday is the moment your spirit is most vulnerable. This is how twisted they try to manipulate you. The veil between you and the unseen world is thinner. Good and bad spirits pay attention to you on that day. So instead of cake and balloons, people used to use incense and prayers and amulets and chantings and offerings. Okay? The goal wasn't celebration, it was survival. It wasn't celebrating that you were born so you can be spiritually shedded. It was celebrated to protect your spiritual enhancement, not to continue it being shedded, but to keep you from aging. But the way they celebrate now, it does not do that. It actually enhances the spiritual shedding and makes you age. So just to sum it up, you shouldn't just celebrate your birthday. Don't even acknowledge it. But here's a deeper meaning to birthdays here. The birthday wish comes from ancient magic. Everybody said a birthday wish, and you feel this is a spiritual day. So understanding the ideal of birthday is rooted in magical and witchcraft. You have the candles, you have the cake, you have the balloons, you have the music. That's all witchcraft. Candles equal magic. Smoke carrying your intention to the spirit world. Silence seals the spell. So people weren't making cute wishes. They were asking for it. You were literally doing a ritual witchcraft sermon in front of everybody and making a wish. That's what you're doing. So people weren't making cute wishes. They were asking for this. What people were asking for during this ritual witchcraft celebration: protection, favor, health, safe passage to the next year. Because the veil is thin on your birthday, because that's the day you entered into this world. But they turned it into a party trick and made you seriously forget the root meaning of birthdays. So you can spiritually shed, so you can grow older. Not turn it into a protection ritual, which you should do. Okay? So, oh yes. Let me get to the birthday wish. Now, just to reiterate, because I went too fast. Okay. Just so you guys can understand what I'm saying. The birthday wish here. Okay. Hold on just a second here. Here we go. Okay. So many cultures avoided birthdays because they attract attention. I was going to do the birthday wish again, but I think I mixed up the slideshows, you guys. So bear with me here. Sorry about that. So many cultures avoided birthdays because they attract attention. Ancient people believe birthdays created a spike in your energetic signature, like a beacon. The beacon, again, it could attract ancestors, guides, spirits, energies you don't want. Some cultures said, don't celebrate, don't draw attention, stay low. So I told you, don't even celebrate it. Don't even draw attention to that spirit world, because they just leaking like, oh God, the birthday is coming. I can come in and do some stuff. Yes, because the veil is thin. So people don't celebrate it. Why have that spiritual shedding? Why even go through the whole process of doing a ritual, trying to confine your spiritual enlightenment and your spiritual protection and your spiritual shield that you build up over every year? Why even go through the process of trying to protect? Just don't acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge it. Nothing comes in, nothing comes. I mean, you're good. That's what, you should do. So many cultures just avoid it. I don't even celebrate my birthday anymore. I don't got to worry about any spiritual shade. I need my spiritual thickness, enhancement. In addition, I don't need my spiritual side shedding every goddamn year to the point I'm looking like some thin vessel and old wrinkly person. No, not doing it. Not about vanity. It's about my spiritual protection. Okay. Now, the idea that birthdays age you, let's talk about that, because that's where the root meaning is. This is the part that blows people's minds. Ancient beliefs, okay, people think you age because of time. You don't age because of time in life. That's not why you age. Boy, that could be an addition to why you age. Let me just rephrase that. You age because of cycles. Every birthday, as I stated before, closes one energetic cycle, opens another, forces a spiritual shedding. Make a karmic checkpoint. especially if you celebrate it and have the ritual to open it into your atmosphere with the birthdays. You literally open it up. You're not doing a protection ritual, like I said early on in this little segment. No. You're literally just opening up with your naivety with the birthday candles and the chanting. You just said, come on in, age me. Okay. So if you don't evolve with the cycle, you feel older because you're carrying an outdated energy. So every year, if you're celebrating your birthday, you are completely naive to the veil that's been loosed on your birthday and how every year it spiritually sheds you and make you age, because it spiritually sheds you and it spiritually takes away of your spiritual enlightenment every year. It's opening up to either good or bad energy. Because you're not doing a ritual protect yourself every year, like renewing it every year. You're opening up with the celebration, with the chantments, with the candles and all that stuff. You're saying, come on in, age me. I'm older. If you continuously do that in a naive way you're doing it, the ancient people did it as again, because they knew the veil was loose on their birthday. So they did it to speak to their ancestors. They did it to protect themselves. They did it to renew their protected energy in their body, in their mind, their third eye, their spirit, their environment. That's why they did it. Most just didn't acknowledge it at all. If you don't acknowledge it, you don't invite nothing in. And they don't age as fast. Okay? So just don't celebrate it. So this is why some people every year you start to feel, because once you celebrate your birthday, you start feeling older. You don't feel younger, you feel older because you're carrying outdated energy. This is why some people feel drained, depressed, and emotional around their birthday, especially if you don't do a spiritual protection on your birthday. Especially if you're celebrating just to open up these good and bad energies. I think Prince said it. They said, why are you going to celebrate your birthday? He said, because. Then paraphrasing it, because it ages you. If you don't celebrate your birthday, you got to worry about being aged or being spiritually shedded. Coming from this in 5 years and looking like this. So if you don't acknowledge your birthday and treat it as another day, you won't age. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay. And we're coming to an end here. The birthday party is a modern invitation. It is. It literally is. You have the cake, the gifts, the singing, the decoration. You do know this is only a few hundred years old. Just saying. It became popular because it was profitable. People were able to make money from this. It kept kids happy, even though it's aging them. It replaced older spiritual rituals with consumerism. Like, how about we already fooling them with the word prayer. We fooling with the word blessing. We fooling with them ending prayers and Amen Ra and all them other people names. How about we do this too? We already got them already the palm of our hands to open up possession and manipulation. How about we celebrate this openness? The veil is still on people's birthdays. How about we have them celebrate and do a whole ritual without the acknowledgement of what they're inviting in every year, and then renew it every year to be open for spiritual shedding and evil entities to enter you to make you age. How about we do that? Make it a huge celebration. Make it a happy moment when underneath is evil as hell. And they don't know. They're getting gifts and they feel admired. They're the center of attention. It's beautiful. Ignorant is bliss. So, and they're making money. Capitalism turned the spiritual checkpoint into a Hallmark holiday. Literally. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Again, birthdays were once tied to lunar cycles. Like I said, goddess worship. Fertility rites, women's spiritual authority. When patriarchal system took over, goddess rituals was diminished, demonized. Women's spiritual roles were erased. Birthdays were reframed as cute celebration instead of sacred tradition to renew your spiritual enlightenment, your spiritual self, to your spiritual protection. It became an open celebration to let good and evil, bad karmic, good karmic to come in, to aid you every year. It became a freaking celebration. So I'm going to end this show right now. I don't celebrate birthdays. If you don't acknowledge it, you don't invite anything in. If you want to acknowledge it, don't make it as a birthday tradition as everybody else. Make it a renewal of your energy. Make it a renewal ritual to protect your home and your people and the people you love. Make it that. Give acknowledge to your body, to yourself, to your divine feminine, or your not divine feminine. It could be male feminine. Not feminine. Well, I shouldn't say feminine, but you get what I'm saying. Your male, your male dominion. Okay. Or whoever, male and female, it doesn't matter. Make it that. But to avoid even going through all that stuff, just don't acknowledge it even exists. When I stopped celebrating my birthday, I stopped aging and my health stopped declining. And that's a fact. Just think about the people in your life who don't celebrate birthdays and how young they look. Unless they had health issues and whatever the case may be, and stress alone will probably make you age. Okay, that's a whole nother subject. But the people who just never acknowledge their birthdays, they age beautifully. Seriously. Unless it's some gene issue, they just look fine. Like, how old are you? They don't do birthday parties. They don't do nothing. They just don't. You can say happy birthday. That's it. They don't want no birthday. Don't give me no birthday cakes. Don't give me no candles. I don't want any. Don't want it. Don't want it. I'm good. That's it. So just to sum it up, don't celebrate your birthday. Make it another goddamn day. In ancient times, they didn't celebrate birthday. They celebrate one day you were born and the day you leave. The day you enter the world, that one day, and the day you leave this world. Those are only 2 dates they celebrated. That's it. Nothing else. And with that, I am going to sign out. Let me see here. I know it's so hard, definitely. He probably did. Yep, he did. He did. May he rest in peace. Yep, New Year's is in, yep, late March or April. Sure is. Some people celebrate the last week of March leading to April 1st. That's what some people do. I know the weather is crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you, them ice glaciers, I'm telling you. Well, if you travel on your birthday, that's good, but don't celebrate it. Don't do no candles. None of that. Don't even do it. Don't do it. Protect your energy, protect your mind, protect your body, to protect your spirit. Light sage, beautiful. That's a really good thing. Do that. Yeah. He said, I get my son soon. He says he doesn't care too much about. That's good. Don't. Tell him he shouldn't. Don't even acknowledge it. Who cares? It's the reason why they do on your 16th. They made it Sweet 16 and 21. But Sweet 16 is literally kind of the vessel of the puberty stage for women. That's when their bodies is really piping and just pumping with hormones, everything. So the atmosphere and that spiritual world loves to affect a 16-year-old at that time because it's the best time to do it. If you don't acknowledge it, nothing will happen to you. You're not doing a ritual to open up these bad and good karmic, energies. Just another goddamn day. So treat it as another day. They can say happy birthday, but they better not give you no damn cake. They better not do no freaking birthday celebration. I want none of that. None of that. Nope. They say happy birthday and that's it. And see how your aging process stops. You may even start aging backwards. Watch. See how your health improves, especially if you mix that with good eating, exercise, and things of that nature. See what happens. Watch. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for staying throughout the duration of this live show. You guys were fantastic. I hope you learned a lot. I have the timestamps up in about an hour or so. I have to get back to work. I'm still washing clothes and I still have to clean my house. You guys have a wonderful Sunday. See you next week. Bye. Here's my freaky deaky new outro. Basically said, I'm the truth. I am the spoken. It's not evil. It's just saying, you know, I'm manifesting the truth from my voice. That's what this is. My ritual in shedding the truth. That's what I'm doing. We see you. We see you. We remember. We remember. I am the storm. I am the storm. I am the silence. I am the silence. I am the truth unveiled. I am the truth unveiled.
You are seen. You are known. You are known.